Son of some kind of gun. Anyways, last time Iran ended up in this position, you know, a certain government south of us made it look like they were going to back up the people, and then pulled out, and a lot of people got hurt, and they were betrayed by the de facto establishment just south of us. Well, I don't think the man that is in charge down there right now would give his word to help out folks and then turn around back out like the last one did. So we'll see what that's going to be. I'm watching Iran, and God bless them. You know, freedom is everything. It's everyone is born with it within us. Just like everyone is born a monster, and we choose not to be. We are also born free. It's natural. It's intrinsic. It's inalienable. If you take the freedom of conscience, the freedom of thought, and the freedom of expression away from those of mankind, then they're not of mankind anymore. And so the establishment knows all this stuff, and don't ever think that the man or woman who acts as king or queen, this is Mrs. King or Queen, Mrs. Monarch or whatever, don't ever think that they lost their standing as mankind. They never gave that up. Oh no. Well, yeah, so yeah, that's the part I didn't get to that I forgot earlier. It's like, so we're of the land, natural resources are the land, we are of the land, we're all of the land. So when any of these corporate bodies, you got one in every province and territory, these de facto corporate bodies, these principalities, rulers, dominions of the air, whenever they're operating, what they're supposed, their mandate is to allow the other corporate bodies and persons to operate these natural resources with a certain amount of responsibility, so no harm comes to this land, no harm comes to mankind. Okay, man and land, same. So that's why we have certain laws and so on and so forth about how we operate. Now, mankind has a right to forage because we are of this land. It's you know, if I find a gold nugget, you know, it's part of me. It's mine. It's mine. It's property. It's property. It's proper to me. It's mine. If I need to eat, and they've outlawed fishing on the river because of their bad management with the hydroelectric dams and so on and so forth, and I require to eat something, I go fishing, yeah, they're going to haul my ass into court as that person. So I might wish to write a notice of intent to the attorneys general, local area, and maybe a couple other ministers, send CC a few copies, kick them around, make it a public notice, post it on the courthouse door. And it says, I, a man, wish to forage as is the right, as is my right, as the right of I, for my sustenance from this river, and survive and eat. Right? Haul my ass into court. Well, there is my lawful excuse. You know how I was talking about Trudeau always giving the lawful excuse? Well, that's what he was doing. When he was using campaign money, or he was using public transportation, the public jet, the public money, the public funds, as Prime Minister to fly over to BC to do campaign money fundraising, that's corrupt. Right? But his lawful excuse, as he's standing on that boat, that a lot of people didn't see the interview because Global took it down, but was that, well, BC's like a second home to me. So what he's saying is, here's my lawful excuse. I was using the public jet, right, public-owned jet, the corporate jet, to go to BC because that's home. I was going home. That was his lawful excuse, right? So my lawful excuse could be in the way of a notice, you know, and here, I'm notifying you now. And at the end of my notice, and say, you know, this is the fair warning that I wish to have. You know, if any man or woman who acts as a public servant of any kind, for any agency or public service, does interfere with my right I will have no choice but to hold him liable. All right? You know, kind regards, signed, man, date, period. Okay? And that's the whole point of this. If we don't, as I've had to man up, oh fuck, I got stories to tell you. I've had to frickin' man up with the establishment. Don't kid yourself. I ain't just some guy who read a fucking book. Right? And I was very thankful, you know, to not only have a mentor like Carl in my life, and I'm not saying that all the legal shit that I learned before and after I met Mr. Lentz was a waste of time. Just, man, I mean, unless you're acting as that person, why the hell should you even know any of that shit? Seriously. Like, I got I took my National Construction Safety Officers course, okay? So that's it's an enactment. You know, they've got their safety manual, and it's the law of the province. So, okay, so, because I wish to get out of the actual physical end, now that I'm getting older, and work as a safety officer maybe. Okay, but I can't go applying. It's a benefit. It's a benefit. It's offered to me because I'm from this land, and that's one of the corporate benefits that I. Now, do I have to act that way to, like, say if I don't know, I have my own little private group going, you know, do I have to answer to the corporate body as an NCS? Nah, it's just a bad example. It's a bad example. I forgot what I was going to say, but it doesn't matter. I'm getting the gist of it, hopefully across to everybody. And like I say, I was just very thankful, you know, and becoming friends over the years with Carl. If you look, man, if you're lightweight, you may wish to give me a ring if you can't handle, because I've never met a man that could make people better. Like that guy, he can talk to somebody, he can make them real quick. He can tell a phony a mile away. He's a very abrasive man. And I'm telling you, man, he chooses not to be a monster. He has a big fucking heart. I've seen him. I've seen him in action. But he also has self-preservation. And any one of us that work with our fellow man to help someone out that's going through something with a corporate body politic, government, actors, nobody can do it for you. Learn to write. Don't template a fucking thing. You template, you deserve what you get. Simple as that. Look at all those guys that were doing commercial liens. Now, I know commercial liens are real, right? But you can't have somebody do one for you. Look at all the people that went to jail because they paid somebody way too much money in California to do their commercial lien process for them, and then they ended up in jail because they missed a step. Yeah, you can't be pulling shit like that. And personally, we have a duty to our fellow man as well. Okay, so this is why when you're writing something, it's proper to give fair warning. All right? It's like a dog that's growling at you before it bites. The dog's giving you a fair warning. Leave me the hell alone. Now, who's the stupid idiot stuck his hand? I know, I got this buddy who's got this pit bull. And he's an older dog. He used to be a pit dog, and it was a rescue dog, right? But he just loves his daddy. Okay, this doggy loves his daddy. All right. So anyways, I'm good with him, but I don't get common with him. You know, I can go into his chain compound, like his chain link fence compound in his home and stuff, and We're fine. We're fine. But I don't get common with him. And if the dog is chained by his doghouse, I don't go over there. That's his domestic jurisdiction. Who the hell do I think I am trespassing? And plus, he's got a job to do. So this one guy, I don't know what, like this is just no common sense. Guy goes over there, dog bites him in the nuts, like literally, right in the crotch. Month later, he decides that they must have bonded by that sexual act or something, and so the dog had him again. Yeah, what the fuck? Got him in the nuts twice. Anyways, yeah. So the idea is to give fair warning to the other side. I mean, if the corporate body, if an organ or a society, someone who acts within any of those, is coming after you for something, or interfering with your right, or does wish to have you join or something, everyone has the right to be let alone. Everyone has the right to make their own choice. And so it's really good to give them fair warning, right? So like if I was to write say I got this letter and there's no name or nothing, just one of those computer generated letters, what I would do is I'd write back like I did and go, to whom it may concern, who's the man or woman that I need to deal with over this matter, right? Basic, simple. Okay, and if there is no man or woman, then that gets back to me within 7 days or whatever, then obviously the letter was sent out by mistake or something. It's very simple. Just keep it short. So obviously, this letter was by mistake, and I won't feel a need to chase you down. Then if you get another one, you say, well, hey, who's the man or woman I need to deal with over this matter? I already sent you one letter, see attached. And see attached, and I just attach everything. Say, hey man, who's the man or woman? I have a right to deal with my fellow man. You cannot force your fellow man to go and deal with an entity if I do not wish. If I don't wish to be person to person, that's my choice. I was born free on this land, from this land. This land bore me out. And that's why, I'm hoping that because the establishment are acting like a bunch of fucking retards, okay? There's obviously a push on to communize this land, to make us part of a one world global fucking tyrannical bullshit place where everybody's homogenized, and I see it, and I see the way they used it. They use the Indians here, they use the gays here, they use the trans over here, they use the black, and they got everybody, diversity, dividing everybody, right? Everybody's hating everybody. All these they got all these people tricked into acting like persons. If I see a man from Nigeria, what I see is my fellow man who is black, unless he isn't, right? When I see one of my native buddies, I see my fellow man who is native, not native man who is native of this land. When I look in the mirror, I see a man who is native of this land, just not an Indian, right? It's like we are all of mankind. We all have a duty and responsibility to each other. And keeping the peace is the customs of our people. To keep the peace. It's the customs of our native cousins. To keep the peace. They didn't go out and act in chaos. They didn't have their laws written down. They had the customs of the people, which is the highest law of this land. And keeping the peace is one of our main things on the forefront. Now we've got these these certain persons, these associations and groups, societies that are running around breaking the peace, and yet those who act as peace officers are probably ordered not to interfere. This is where we need to start writing letters. That's a good example. Like, okay, so say I'm up and from Hamilton area, and well, first off, if I would have, I would not have held my, even being old and disabled biker that I am, I would not have held myself back from moving those people out of that woman's way. Not in 30 lifetimes. But say I see that the establishment is not doing their job, the public service is not doing their job. That's where we need to write letters and start holding a man or woman who acts as a person in charge of the other persons, those officers, to account. And if they refuse and they allow harm, loss, and injury, this is what the public court buildings are for. If we lose our right to hold a court, to hold venue, to hold a person who acts as a public servant to account, then we lose everything. So there we go. So say, there's 1,000 people that are upset with the way that little old lady was interfered with for her right to walk across that street safely without any interference of that right to move, to access a public road, right? So there's 1,000 letters we sent, right? Now, next time if they don't act on it, we say, hey, look, man, fair warning. You are acting as our police chief, let's just say. You're acting as police chief for the public. You did nothing then. And now you're doing nothing again. Now it's time to haul your ass, what they say in the army, haul your ass onto the carpet. You go stand on the carpet, buddy. And you explain to us. You serve us. Okay, that municipality serves the people. And people don't serve the municipal district. We don't serve. Man does not serve. It's creation. Okay? And I don't wish to see Frankenstein come out of our creation. There has to be a balance. The free world is all about balance. And I love that thing that I saw it on, was Aristotle said, I saw it on Critical Thinkers vlog there, that the masculine, when masculinity when masculinity of gives way to the feminine democracy of the republic. Masculinity of the republic gives way to the feminism of the democracy. It's only, it's just a matter of time before tyranny takes over. Right? We don't need any tyrants. We don't need any, entitled persons to steal our kids, to take our property, to create bad laws and enactments that cause harm, that cause division or diversity. And they're telling us the truth. They want a diverse country. They want us divided. And until we can start coming together to band together as a nation, those of mankind, we're all screwed. So writing letters, pen, paper, and ink. What's a sword? The word is mightier than the sword, right? Yeah. Well, word is a sword, just without the S. And so it's time. And like I say, you never don't, like emails, you cannot You cannot prove that somebody got an email on the other end. You know, somebody could have screwed with their computer and been borrowing it, used it, saw the email, got rid of it. The person that you did intend to read the email may not have gotten it. So I like to send letters direct. I like to send them just way of post. I don't have to you know, register it or any of that stuff. Just way of post through the international, through the UPU. You know, even our post office doesn't know what like a lot of our posties don't even know what the UPU is, and that's what they operate under. But that's another story. That's one of the films I threw away because I was getting back and forth and off and on with shit. But yeah, writing letters, learning how to band together as a nation and to start to write a letter is great. What I'd like to see is, okay, so YouTube's going to kick us guys like me off apparently in 10 days, 15 days. So, okay, I'll try and put this on BitChute. See, I get in shit because I upload this shit and then the family comes on to me because I'm hogging the net and they're getting kicked off and, you know, they can't stream shit, right? So I have to do this stuff like when nobody's home or, you know, 4 in the morning or something, you know, something weird. But, so then to do it on YouTube and BitChute. I like that name, BitChute. That's pretty good. Yeah, and maybe, you know what, maybe with the use of BitChute, maybe they, you know, once more donations and so on and so forth, maybe they can get better. Maybe they can get a better platform for everybody. So, I don't know. But yeah, no, that's it for now. And like I say, these guys, if you're in need, that's my email address. Fuck. Won't be available. If you need help and you're dealing with an entity, it's kingmotorsupply@gmail.com. And I won't be available for at least a week, for sure. But no, we've had great success. I did build a website, never used it. I don't know, my computer dude, I don't know if he kept it up or whatever. We did have an argument at the time I put it up. It's like I did wish to put my videos on it, because on my website you must join to keep and wish to keep the website private, right? And that way, you know, I can freely express myself better without being like, you know, what's happening to everybody being attacked by this, you know, this establishment, public service, and these pseudo fucking rights people, groups, societies, organs. But anyways, yeah, I don't know if he kept it up or just tucked it away or something, but I didn't have enough terabytes to put films on. That was our argument. So I just figured, oh, yeah, I didn't do shit with it. I spent a lot of time working with folks one-on-one, just like I say, word of mouth. But it would be nice to step it up a notch to the website. So I gotta work on that. But I need to do films. So you know, kind of instructional videos, and I need a place to keep it. And like anything, it gets that will, you know, anybody that'll get kicked off of YouTube. Imagine eventually, you know, your stuff will disappear from YouTube because they're the ones who hold it in theirs. I would prefer to hold one, and one that I pay for, actually. But yeah, it was only 2 terabytes or something. I was arguing with him about it, and I don't know. I guess I might have to figure out how to. I might have to figure out how to build my own website. Damn it. WordPress, I heard, was pretty good. But how do you work one-on-one with somebody? It takes hours and hours. And I'm not calling anybody dummy. Fuck, I ain't I ain't the brightest star in the sky. I ain't the my little song. Once I was a tadpole swimming in the sea, and then I was a monkey swinging in the tree, and now I'm a professor with a PhD. Well, I went from swinging in trees to, building Harleys. I never became a professor, with a PhD. So, I mean, if I can learn how to speak and how to put a point across and learn how this establishment is set up, learn how the establishment is established, and learn how to simplify. I guess that's one of the benefits I have. I don't worry about the big words. I might overthink things sometimes, but I don't worry about the big words because I wish to have the word to the closest root of the meaning of the word. Not something that's far away, that could be interpreted by an attorney and turned around and put back in your face. So don't forget, that's what these guys do. That's why they charge $500 an hour. Right? Okay. That's probably a week's worth of babbling. Yeah, that's probably a week's worth of babbling there. Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Like I say, I'm morning till night on this job for a week. But bless you guys, and I wish the best for our nation. And don't forget, we need that Constitution, the Alberta Constitution. It needs to be a ground-up build of buying for the people.